It don't matter at this point, but yeah, they did.
Now with John Wall injured, it's over.
Yeah, it don't matter.
It's definitely over.
Who is magically all of a sudden now has a left heel injury that he can't play through. He can't play through it.
I don't. Yeah.
You know why? They were sucking. And he was like, I'm a sore loser. I can't. I'm gonna come up with an excuse, which is what non-superstars do.
Right. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm gonna save something for fourth quarter. Save it.
All right, that was an extremely long first quarter, but I think that's about the New Year's check-in for the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, man.
That's it.
Okay, well, let's jump over to the other side.
Let's go.
Okay, where there are 14 teams with 17 wins, which is kind of freaky when you stop and think about it.
Because it's the Western Conference. We're the best.
Let's first start by checking in on the Dallas Mavericks.
Oh,
the best team in the NBA at home? Question mark?
No.
They're I don't know about that. We're
15 and 3,
but we're 2-16 on the road, baby. That's why we on the outside looking in.
Can I tell you the other teams? Can I tell you the other teams in the NBA that only have 3 home losses?
Yep.
The Milwaukee Bucks.
Yep.
The Philadelphia 76ers.
Yep.
And the Denver Nuggets. The Mavericks are the other. The Mavericks are the 4th.
Oh, good.
They play so good at home.
That's what young players do, right?
Yep.
Young players play well at home.
And then on the road, those back-to-backs, road
They
games.
can't do it. Can't deal with
But all I can say is, Luka!
Sorry for your ears at home.
He's a bad man.
I have to admit this now because I did not believe in him. I apologize, Jeremy. I apologize to all our Dallas Maverick fans. He is the truth.
He apologizes to you too, Luka. Don't worry.
I do. I apologize to you, sir. Like, man, he is.
He's a bad.
He's
good.
He's
wow.
I'll tell you the one moment that I was like, okay, I'm sold. The 11-point run he went on against Houston by himself. I was like, I'm sold.
There you go.
I didn't know he'd be this athletic.
Right.
Like it's crafty
It's
too.
crafty.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very crafty.
It's not quick athletic. It's crafty.
But
athletic.
it's almost like a little Ginobili in him, but he's more athletic than Ginobili was.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm saying that, but my eyes don't fool me. Like, I'm watching it.
Okay, so who is the rookie of the year? Is it DeAndre Ayton? Is it Luka Doncic? Or is it Ben Simmons?
Ben Simmons. All day.
I need to quit.
Anyway, I think Luka has it on lock.
I think Luka.
DeAndre Ayton has been playing,
He's been playing
very
good.
well, but Luka has been
If you take Luka off the team, we are in
Lottery.
Cleveland.
You're in lottery land. Yeah.
Well, we ain't
You're
in
down
the
in-
lottery because we trade our pick. So
you're down in
we traded for Luka.
You're right.
You're down at Phoenix's record.
We're down at Phoenix.
You're down at Phoenix's
By the way, we
record.
lost to Phoenix twice. That's one of our two road losses.
Ooh.
And to Atlanta.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
All right, so
Right.
the Mavericks are out, and they're going to stay out.
They're gonna stay out.
Let's talk about a team that's not going to stay out. Look, this is just, man. The Denver Nuggets, who are currently number 1 in the Western Conference, 24-11.
Try to tell y'all before the season started. They're at home. It is hard to deal with Denver, and what? Stop it! I'm just telling y'all.
So we got the Lakers.
They're hard to
We
deal
got
with.
the Rockets. We got the Pelicans.
Stop it.
We got the Grizzlies.
Anyways, they have good. Stop it. They have good.
You're missing one. Don't worry about it.
Stop
So
it.
it's okay.
They have good leadership.
Yeah.
They have good veteran players.
Yeah.
So, I mean, apparently in Denver you can catch some hot L's.
Right. So the only reason I'm surprised is they're number 1. Like I knew Denver was going to be that sleeper team. I'm like, okay, they're going to make the playoffs and they're going to make some noise, but I wasn't expecting them to be number 1.
I'm not surprised.
So, yeah. Hey, Denver.
So they're currently number 1.
And they still, Michael Porter Jr. hasn't played yet.
I'm not surprised. I'm sorry, y'all.
So they're currently number 1. By the end of the year, where are they?
And they finished top.
Do you think they have home court
They have home court.
in the playoffs?
I think they'll finish like 3 or 4. I think they're going.
I think they finished 3. I think they finished 3.
I don't think they're going to keep up the pace to keep up with the Warriors, because the Warriors will eventually just start winning just because they're the Warriors, or keep winning because they're only half game back right now. I think the Thunder keep going. The Rockets are somehow in the 4th seed. So
James Harden, that's not somehow.
Right.
Sorry.
So they're
We'll
going
get there.
They're going to keep going. LeBron comes back. I think the Lakers jump up there as well. So the top 4, the Nuggets, Warriors, Thunder, Rocket, and Lakers are going to be competing for that. So that's 5 teams. I could definitely see Denver being one of those, but I think out of all of them, I think they're the least likely to be able to keep it up. That's going to be interesting. I don't know how many. Actually, I can see it right here. They have played 18 games at home, 17 on the road. So they've had a pretty balanced season so far. So they're
Catch some hot L's.
Altitude kill you, man.
I'm telling you.
So you start running.
Yeah, you catch some hot L's.
okay. Well, going right on down the standings as of right now, the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, man.
What?
They look human.
They do look very
They look
human this
human.
year. They're losing.
I'll say that.
They've lost more games by 20 points this year than they have since this whole era started.
That's not surprising.
It's one of our home wins. There.
It's a little surprising.
No, they're not. Considering their issues that they have with chemistry, that's why I say it's not surprising.
It
So
just
once
came
they
out
start
of-
getting down, they're gonna get beat down.
It just came out of nowhere. Because those chemistry issues hadn't been there the first 2 years. The first 2 years.
Kevin Durant and the honeymoon phase now being over, and Draymond doesn't drop the bomb.
Yeah,
so
Draymond called him anyway.
Draymond.
He called him. Yeah.
And it's no surprise that Draymond has been struggling.
Oh my
Since.
gosh. So
Draymond
teams are like Draymond, shoot.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
man.
been struggling since. He talked his way into
Who's
it.
worse on offense right now? Draymond Green or Ben Simmons? Actually, that's not even funny because it's obviously
It's Draymond.
It's obviously Draymond.
That's true. Yeah.
Because Ben Simmons is really good when he gets to the rim. That was disrespectful to Ben
Or at
Simmons.
least he's assisting,
Yeah, he's
I apologize to Ben. Nah, I don't. Never mind. So right now, the Warriors are second. Where do they finish?
they finished first.
I think they finished first.
second.
To who? Don't say it. Oh, there's absolutely no way. We're moving. No. Oh, no.
Yeah! The next team we're about to talk about right now, the Houston Rockets. And I've called it just like I said at the beginning of the year. The Houston Rockets are going to get the 1 seed. I told
stop,
you.
Stop right there. Stop right there.
What?
I've got a point to make.
What?
Houston Rockets record is 21-15.
Yes?
Do you know another team in the NBA whose record is 21-15?
Boston Celtics.
The Boston Celtics. Do you know who's gonna? Fine, we'll take it. I think if we
y'all-
as of
Y'all aren't as hot as James Harden right now?
Listen, as of right when we're recording this, if the team is 21-15, I think they're gonna be the number 1 seed in their conference.
You're not as hot as James Harden right now, who literally cannot be guarded because he's allowed to take 3, 4, 5 steps. So
When's the last time someone has been as hot in the NBA? I think the only people on the list are Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan.
Yeah, it's just Michael Jordan.
Averaging 40 points over 10 games. That's insane.
and look, he's been doing it with Chris Paul injured.
I do want to go back to the point you made about he's not being, like, refs just are not calling
They're not.
calls against
Yeah.
him.
They're not.
Like,
He's taking advantage of it.
Yes, he is.
that's great on him. Like, he sees that they're not going to call this, so I'm just going to do it.
Yeah,
Double step
double
backs,
step
like,
back.
what?
I'm like, bro.
And he's done it more than like one,
More
two, three.
than one.
Like,
he's just doing it now.
yep.
And eventually he's going to start getting called for it. In the playoffs, he's
Oh,
going
when
to
you
get
get
called
called, oh
for
my
it.
god, it's probably gonna be a breaking news ticker on the bottom of the screen or something.
Right.
But as far as right now, regular season,
You-
he's not going to get called for
No,
it.
he's
You want to know the other thing about the Rockets? Clint Capella is playing.
He's balling.
I want him in the
He's
All-Star
balling.
game. I think he
He might
can be
make
in the
it.
All-Star game.
He might
now,
make it.
There are a lot of really good centers, so he might not. You know, there's Anthony Davis. There's Jokic, the number 12 player in the NBA apparently.
He's playing well.
He's playing well.
He is, but whatever. But anyway, I think Clint Capella has been really big for them. I don't think they're going to be able to replicate their success that they had in the playoffs, though.
No. I'm just saying for the regular season,
Right.
it's hard to prepare for them quickly. Is what I'm saying. When you have 7-game series and you're like, okay, we're gonna prepare to
Right.
play them, you're gonna get used to
You
it.
can't really prepare for the rules that you've known in basketball to
Right.
change in one
game. Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah.
but no, the Rockets are the hottest team in the NBA right now.
Yep.
James Harden is doing his thing. I still don't think he's in the MVP conversation just yet. I think
he is.
he's going up
He's
quickly.
definitely in the
He's in
he's in the discussion. Man.
He wouldn't win it for me, but he's in.
No,
the
he wouldn't win it right now, but he's in the discussion. If he keeps going like this,
If he keeps going like this and they keep going up, you can't help but between him and
But
Giannis.
he can't. Okay, yes, absolutely. On to another different point. He cannot lead a team past Golden State or Denver or Oklahoma City that I've seen so far. Or the Lakers even, maybe.
close last year.
Yes, but they're not as good as they were last year. And I'm sticking to it. Anyway, let's go on from the Rockets and talk about the Clippers. Now, before we went on a break, we were going to talk about the Clippers being number 1 in the West. Could they keep it up? Well, they answered that question since we were about to make that topic. No, not quite. But the Clippers are 21-16. That's good for sixth in the Western Conference. They're 4-6 over the last 10. What's going wrong? I mean, are they just?
They're going back into the Clippers.
Right.
And when Lou Williams got injured for a little bit, that explains their fall off because that was their scoring punch. So, because think about it, other than him and the other guys get their points strictly by hustle, really. They're not really like that offensively skilled.
Yeah, Tobias Harris is the only one that can actually create his own jump shot.
And even then, like, I
want Tobias Harris in the All-Star game. Based on the first half of but I mean,
not in the West. I hear what you're saying. He deserves to, but if you think about the players in the West, I don't think he's going to get in.
I hope he does. I really hope he does. I think that'd be great to have someone new in the All-Star game. And he would be my pick. I'm voting for him every day. So we'll see.
Of course you are.
If he comes out and has when the first results come and he only has 20 votes and there's only been 20 days, then that was me.
I got you, man. I got you.
All right, let's go on. Go ahead.
Look, the Lakers are exactly what I said they're going to be. I've said this earlier in the year. I told you they're going to be the 7th seed. There are some cool things that I'm seeing because obviously Luke Walton is working with the lineup still, trying to figure out what's going on with especially anybody that's 2-3 plays a 2-3 spot. Y'all, that Rondo is a great pickup. His injury hurts us so bad, and I didn't realize that, but it hurts us real bad because then Lonzo, who will play well, but I don't trust him to do it consistently. So it puts pressure on LeBron. Then you got LeBron bring the ball up. You got Kuzma bring the ball up. You got all these guys bring the ball. I'm like, stop. Where's our offense? What offensive sets are we running? And I think we're gonna have some issues with that again with the season going on. But I hope when we get closer towards the playoffs, it'll be a little bit easier for us. But
are you hoping when the playoffs come that Rondo is your starting point guard?
Let me say this. Even if he doesn't start, he's the guy I want in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
So.
I gotcha. And who is the number 2 on that team?
Kuzma.
That's what I thought.
Kuz.
You got any thoughts, Jeremy, on the Lakers? Where do you think they finish?
I think the Lakers were probably 4 or 5.
4 or 5 for me as well.
I think they're going to go on a little streak.
I had said that they were going to be 3 seed. I'm coming down on that a little bit, not because of what I'm seeing from the Lakers, but from what I'm seeing from everybody else.
Right.
Like I said, we haven't gotten to them yet, but the Thunder are playing so good. The Trailblazers are somehow the 5th seed. I don't think they're going to finish above them. But anyway, 4 or 5. I still think the Lakers, just because it's LeBron and he's still winning games, just because his name is LeBron James.
Right.
So let's talk about another one of your teams, the Memphis Grizzlies.
I can't believe what's wrong with y'all.
Now what? Talk about the Memphis Grizzlies.
Well,
so real quick. I'm sorry. Real quick. They're 18-18. They're 500. That's 2 out of the playoffs for them. Go ahead.
Well, the issue is Marc Gasol is playing well and Conley's playing well, but these other guys are very inconsistent. Mm-hmm. Some nights they bring it. Jaren Jackson and all these they're bringing it, and then they just disappear these other nights, which is typical. They're young, and that's their issue, man. And when they're at the Grindhouse, which is their home court, they do well. But on the road, man, it's hard for them. It's hard for them on the road. And I'm just saying they're at least more competitive. I've noticed when they're at home, but I'm concerned. I'm gonna admit it. I'm concerned.
As of right now, when I look at these standings, I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs. You've got the Nuggets, the Warriors, the Thunder, the Rockets, the Trailblazers, the Clippers, Lakers, Spurs. Utah is only a game back from them, and I mean, who knows what New Orleans if they're ever going to do anything, but we'll get to that in a minute. Actually, we'll get to them next. But almost next. But I don't know. What do you think?
Memphis, they're a good team. I just thought they were gonna trade Gasol or Conley.
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna be kind of, but they're doing a lot better than I thought they would.
My thing with them is, yes, Conley's playing well. Yes, Gasol is playing well. But when a game comes down to the line, they don't have a LeBron, a Harden, a Kyrie.
You know they go to Mike Conley, and he's undersized. So
right, and he's not quite. It's just like if they were going to Kyle Lowry. Like, I think those two are similar in skill. They don't have a closer. They don't have a consistent star to take them through just 82 games of a season. So that's why I think the Grizzlies struggle.
Real quick to end, or before we go on, they were talking about Chandler Parsons. Like, apparently his injury, he says he feels fine. He says he's ready to go, but they're not playing him.
We dodged that one.
I don't understand it. I really wish someone would give me some clarification because he's not a bad player, and they certainly need him. So what's the deal?
I have no clue.
Huh. Well, we'll find out. The Grizzlies are a big question mark. Let's talk about
that was good. I like that.
Let's talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Minnesota Timberwolves are currently 17-20. That puts them 13th in the West, but I think that's only like 2 or 3 games outside of the playoffs.
Yeah, they got Andrew Wiggins, man. They gonna be all
right. Stop. No, I can't. Even as a joke, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm gonna wait till the fourth quarter to get into that, but no.
Karl Anthony Towns is playing really good ball, though.
I guess so. He's not scared anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
So Jimmy Butler helped him.
Had that fear.
Andrew Wiggins. Okay, sorry. Let's talk about the good. I think Derrick Rose
most improved player.
Comeback player.
Comeback player.
For sure.
I don't know how that would work though, because I think he played last year. He just didn't play at this level. So is he eligible for?
He can be 6 man.
He needs to stop being the 6 man. He needs to be the starter on a freaking team.
Yeah.
Anyway, I would love to see Derrick Rose in the All-Star game. I'm voting for him. Do I think he's going to get in? No. He's a point guard in the Western Conference. But man, I would love to see it because he's back to that level. Yeah. He's back to that All-Star level that he used to be. Yeah. So that's really good to see. Is Minnesota going to finish anywhere near the playoffs?
Nope.
Playoffs.
Yeah, that's probably what they're saying. Let's go on to the New Orleans Pelicans. Who are actually a half game behind the Minnesota Timberwolves at 17-21 with the MVP of the league on the team. Lamar, can you talk us through your third team? Used to be a second team. Did you notice that, by the way? It was the second team for a little bit of time, and then the Rockets got really good again. It flipped back to where the Rockets are number 2.
Let me say this. The Pelicans were playing great, especially offensively, at the beginning of the season. And then when Mirotic got injured, apparently they just could not adjust after he got injured. Yeah. And I'm like, what's the deal? Alfred Payton got injured too, and some other guys. But I'm like, come on, guys. Like, they lost some games that they should be winning. Now, the thing with them is, you're talking about a team that's bad on the road. They're another team that's terrible on the road. But it's with them if they're either scoring a bunch of points or they're going to lose.
Yeah, they don't play defense at all.
I am shocked by, and Drew Holiday is a decent or good offensive player, but he's your number 2 option right now. And if he's your number 2, you ain't going in playoffs.
Yeah, because Anthony Davis, he's putting up video game numbers.
He's doing everything he physically can. He is literally trying to lift the house, and he's like, somebody help me.
I haven't been as impressed with Anthony Davis recently.
What?
Don't get me wrong. Most of his games he's really good. But
he's putting up
let me finish.
It's possible that I just haven't been watching as close over the last couple weeks. But I don't know.
Is he a top 5 player in the NBA right now?
Of course. I mean, it's Anthony Davis. It's Anthony Davis. But do I think he's playing to the level that he should be? No. I feel like
you want him to do?
I don't know. It's
48 and 17, and
especially as a big man in today's game. What else are you supposed to do?
Because he's the only defender on the.
He is the only defender. If it gets past Anthony Davis, there's nobody else to stop.
I feel like this. It's not as bad, but it's basically like LeBron last year with Cleveland. Like he's it. Like if
Julius Randle.
he's
a great offensive player.
He is.
Like, you see what I'm saying? These are all great offensive players, but they're not great two-way players.
Holiday.
Again, I just said,
I
I just stated
We're
for
talking
you.
defenders.
Yes, they cannot defend anything.
So there are only 4 games outside of the playoffs, which really isn't horrible.
Not bad.
No,
But
they can go on a run. I don't see it, and I want to be like yes, but I don't see it. I don't.
It's the second time he's done it.
Because
I
I
don't know what
wanted
that
them to
sounded.
finish as the 3 seed, and I know y'all were like,
You understand there's a 0% chance they finish as that, right? The best they're going to finish is 8. Maybe. If they go on a run and other people start playing worse.
I don't see them other teams.
I think we had it. When we
That was
said
at a 3
the
seed. I was
Pelicans
like,
no or nay, none, get them out of here.
But it ain't Anthony Davis' fault. That's all I'm gonna say.
that's right.
All right. Speaking of teams that are 3rd seed, the Oklahoma City Thunder right now are sitting at the 3rd seed. They're 23-13, and can I tell you that Russell Westbrook is not? Can I tell you that Russell Westbrook is not the selfish player that doesn't improve his teammates that people say he is?
I was just actually about to say that, and I'm glad you said. I'm literally was going to say the exact same thing. He's actually being a great teammate.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has been.
Yeah, he is.
Even if we see, even like let's
Really?
take Oladipo.
But before the season,
Let's take Oladipo as an example. Oladipo came out of there and he was better. Okay, I think, and right now Paul George playing better. Look at who's their backup?
Schroeder.
wait a minute. Hold on. Wait.
I think okay.
No, I'm not going to let you get away with that one. Okay, let me tell you why. Okay, so when Oladipo left, he was a great player. We saw that he had some all-star potential. So I'm sorry, no. And then Schroeder has been a good player too. Because when he was in Atlanta, he was a great player. So these are already great players. Paul George, we already knew, was already great players. So I don't think Russell Westbrook is just sprinkling magic dust on these guys,
you know
making some.
You know what happened? You know who's not on the team? That was on the team last year?
Oh,
That's
well,
exactly what happened. That's my opinion.
and since he left the Rockets,
I'm just saying.
Yep.
dang,
I'm just
man.
saying. That's all I'm
And
gonna
no
say.
one's traded for him. He's been available.
No one's picked him up.
No, who's gonna pick him up?
He's been available for almost 3 weeks.
Go to the Dallas Texas Legends over there.
The Hawks.
No, Texas Legends.
No, not the
Over there in
Hawks.
Frisco.
No, you know Vince Carter don't want to play with that.
I'm just.
Maybe Vince Carter could help him.
You go to Miami.
He could go to Miami and just sail away. If he goes to Miami, though,
I don't. He's
he's going to take that whole team away with him.
Let me let you know how I realize how low he is. I don't think Miami wants him.
Nobody
No,
wants him.
nobody wants him.
I'm just. But look how low.
He's going to go play in
Melo
China.
has
He's
like
gonna go
that's
play in
low
China.
when Miami doesn't even want you.
He's going to go play in China. He's got his,
But
he's
does
got
he
his
have
U.S.
the-
gold medal.
But does
He's
he?
internationally loved.
But does he sound like the kind of guy that would want to go play over in China?
No.
As long as he's starting.
I don't think so. I don't think his ego can handle it. I think he's gonna just like
Yeah, I think
be
it's
at home,
so.
locked up, like
He's
talking about the good old days.
You know what happened with Carmelo though? When he cut the braids off, man. When he cut the braids off, I don't know what. I'm joking.
Oh,
I'm
man.
joking.
I
I'm
just-
joking.
Okay, so who were we even talking about? Oh, the Thunder.
Yeah.
Last thing I want to say, Russell Westbrook is averaging triple-double numbers again. ESPN's
Yes.
not talking about it. That's cool. Great. Exactly what needs to happen because he's just playing basketball. Is he padding his stats? Yes, but it's not. Anyway. But Paul George is playing at an MVP level.
We'll see. I'm not sure he can keep up the level he's at, but
I 100%
Oklahoma City
understand that.
plays better defense than I really thought they could. They're playing a lot better defense, and they're playing up tempo.
And you know who else
So-
is not on the team from last year? That's on the team. You know,
That's not carrying them down from their tempo. You don't have to
they're
worry
not
about
playing
running
4
up
on 5 on defense.
not worrying about running up and down the court.
And
the
yeah,
other
they
guy.
can run up
Right.
tempo. With
Yeah. You're right.
Just saying.
Well,
Just saying. No
speaking
names.
of-
No names have been.
speaking of terrible players, we're talking about a terrible team. The one team in the or in the Western Conference that does not have at least 10 wins, they don't even have the 17 wins everyone else has. That's the Phoenix Suns.
How do you spell lottery?
Phoenix. I mean,
Phoenix, yeah.
I mean, they beat us twice. That's one of their 9 wins. Or 2 of their 9 wins.
That's
it's the-
so bad.
It's the Booker and Aiden pick and roll
That's it.
then that's the
If
only
it
play
ain't-
they
if it ain't
got.
Booker and Ayton, and they traded for Oubre now, so
Aiden is playing great though.
Ayton's playing good.
I hope I truly hope he's enjoying his time and working on growing and becoming a better player. I
know, but it's hard when you're getting smacked.
Yeah, he gets smacked every night, dude. Except when the Mavericks come in town.
Right.
Yeah, it's
right,
hard when you're getting
right.
smacked.
Yeah.
You ever think he looks over like a Robert Williams? I only know that name because he's on my team, and it's like, man, what's it like?
Yeah, like what's it like? Like,
Even though Robert Williams doesn't play,
right.
he's like, man, what's it like?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about a team that's doing okay. The Portland Trailblazers.
Dame Dollar.
I gotta admit, I still am shocked,
kinda
to be
surprised,
honest
yeah.
with you. I really thought that last year was gonna kind of hang over them, and it has not.
So interesting. They're 14-6 at home, but they're 6-10 on the road, or 8-10 on the road. They have a losing record on the road, which that doesn't point to very good for the playoffs. But they're 7-3 in the last 10 games, so something's turned around. They're starting to play a little better.
But Nurkic has played really well.
Right.
I mean, he's not going
When
to
it's not
defend
getting
anything.
dunked on.
Yeah. I know, right? He's not going to defend anything, but he'll get you. Like, he had, 24, 23?
He'll get you buckets.
5.
He can get you buckets.
And
Yeah.
you know, 2 games out of the week, Damian Lillard's going to have 40.
Yeah.
Like,
For sure.
and
McCollum's going to get
CJ
you.
McCollum's going to do his
Yeah,
thing once
he's
every
gonna get
5
you.
or 6
They have.
games.
Right.
And then the other guys outside of that, man, they got Seth Curry.
Yeah.
Steph little brother.
I got you.
They got Al-Farouq Amino. So they got some, like, just different, what's kind of glue guys, I guess, or just
You're
role
right.
players, different role
You're
players.
right. And they know who they are.
Yeah.
Like, they know who they are.
And then Portland's one of those teams that's like, bro, you go to Portland, you're like,
You're not wrong.
yeah. So,
Are people just bored when they go to Portland?
Yeah.
Is there something to do in Portland?
Great weather.
No, they're just bored. That's why. Because they sleep all day and they're like, we gotta
rains
go
all
play.
the time, I think. I heard,
Right.
in Portland. Yeah.
I hear it rains a
Good
lot.
scenery. I mean, I don't know.
I hear it rains a lot in another city in the like up in that area that doesn't have an NBA team.
Seattle.
I wasn't gonna say it out loud.
Sonics.
Let's talk about
Bring 'em
another
back.
team that starts with an S. I'm just having fun with these transitions at this point. The Sacramento Kings.
They balling.
De'Aaron Fox,
balling.
man.
Like,
De'Aaron Fox.
let me just say, I seen De'Aaron Fox in person.
Bro.
He's a bad man.
Yeah, man.
You were telling me he's fast.
He like, there's only one person that I will pick faster than him, and it's Russell Westbrook. That's
Right.
the only person.
I think a healthy and in shape John Wall
Nah,
could.
that's true.
Stop.
I said healthy and in
Healthy
shape.
and in
When's
shape.
the last time you saw that?
I haven't seen it in a minute. But a healthy and in shape John Wall
in
should
Kentucky.
be up there. Right. That could.
But
Dang, oh.
Sacramento's, I mean,
It's kinda mean.
Bagley's been injured, but I feel like he's still a good pick for them. Bagley, and then you had De'Aaron Fox the year before.
Cauley
Stein, like, they got some Buddy Hield. Like, they got some good pieces. But
Buddy Hield is scoring.
Buddy Hield is,
like putting up buckets.
I am really hoping that the Kings can make the playoffs.
I hope they do. But
At the same time, I'm hoping that they start to play really bad because we get their pick if it's between 2 and 5, I think.
Oh yeah.
So I'm really hoping.
I don't think they're gonna be
But
that bad.
I also love how they've been playing.
Yeah.
And we don't really need another talent. I really don't want it.
I think they're also just a product of people are still sleeping on them. Like they just go to Sacramento, like okay, we don't have to play. And then all of a sudden, De'Aaron Fox is like, see ya, and he's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard, man.
Yeah.
So the Kings right now are 19 and 18. They're one spot out of the. They're 2.5 games behind, but one spot out of the playoffs. Where do you think they finish the year?
A little bit on the outside. I don't think they're
Yeah.
gonna. I don't think they're still young, so I feel like they don't have that that one person to
Right.
get them over the hump in those big games.
With as close as it is, they're going to have to win a lot of games.
Mhm.
They're going to have to win a lot of games in the second half of the season.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Another team that's going to have to win a lot of games, I got to stop doing this. I'm just having fun with it now, is the San Antonio Spurs. Now, they went on a serious losing streak. They were losing by 30 points, like left and right.
Yep.
And something changed. They started playing a whole lot better. What are y'all's thoughts on the Spurs?
You want to talk about like you never know what's gonna happen with the
Yeah.
Spurs this year,
Literally
man.
hit or
Like,
miss.
because man, they have some like you said, offensive explosions, and they have some games you're like, what is happening? What is going on?
Yeah.
They're great at home, but bad on the road.
Yes.
Some road games I've seen, they just like implode. Like they implode bad. I still say they got some other guys I think they're still trying to develop. And it's hard in the Western Conference to play guys who are developing. Like, you got to be there.
Yeah, you got to be there in the West.
So,
yeah.
For me, I don't think the Spurs make the playoffs, which is shocking to, like, say out of my mouth.
This would be, like, record-breaking. Like, their record
would be
right,
over.
like, but I just don't see it. I don't trust LaMarcus Aldridge.
He's been playing fantastic.
He has been, but I don't
games,
trust him to keep it up. I don't trust these other guys, you know, to keep playing these roles that they are. I don't see it. And Pop, you can't yell at them every game and all of a sudden get them to play. I mean,
can we not talk about that? The Celtics were winning that game. Going to halftime, Popovich cussed them out. They came out and have a 46-point quarter. How are you capable of a 46-point quarter? That's wild.
Because you have young players.
Yeah.
That's all that is.
That's
you have young
wild.
players.
I think
Go ahead.
I think the Spurs are going to finish in the playoffs. I think they'll be 7 or 8.
I agree.
Because the Clippers, like, we'll see. The Trailblazers, we'll see. I think they'll be right around that.
Yeah, I think they'll finish. They're 8 or out.
Because I don't think. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, man, when they lost, what's his name, DeJounte Murray, that
hurt. That hurt.
Right.
That was big.
Yeah,
because he's a really good floor general. And anyways, but 8 or out.
If they're out, then it would either be the Kings, Grizzlies, Jazz, Pelicans.
8.
Realistically. Yeah. I don't know. That's interesting. All right. The last team that we have to talk about on our show today, we might wrap up the show earlier than we had expected. But the last team that we have to check in on in the new year is the Utah Jazz, which is still a very big question mark. They were a big question mark the last time we talked about them, and they're still a big question mark.
8-8 at home.
8-8 at home, 10-12 on the road, which means they have more home games coming up. Which, if they're playing 500 ball, maybe that doesn't mean anything. But
I'm gonna defend them because I already know you're gonna say this is one of my teams, but I'm gonna defend them anyway. I'm gonna say it. So Donovan Mitchell, when he got injured, hurt them really bad.
It did.
Because he was their creator on offense. So when he got injured, there's nobody to create offense. Those other guys are catch and shoot type of guys. They're not creators. Joe Ingles is not a creator. I'm sorry. Rubio is kind of a creator, but I don't think he can do it long term. But they needed some scoring punch, a guy that can put the ball in the hoop. Now, hear me out. I think they're gonna go on a run. I think they're gonna get the 8th seed. I know. Corver coming to the team, I think will start to gel, and it'll give them even more shooting. And in the West, sometimes if you have more weapons, that can get you a spot in the playoffs. And I know what I'm saying. I know it sounds crazy, but I think they're gonna get the 8th seed. I don't know how.
they were supposed to get the 2 seed.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, Courtney. What was that guy's name? Yeah, I don't know. That was ridiculous. All of us were like, no, that's not gonna happen. But
most people were saying either like the 3 seed. They were expecting
them in the playoffs for
to
sure.
be way up there, and they just haven't been.
But they're still in the mix, though. I mean,
their defense still isn't good.
It's not bad, but it's not great either.
But they went from
they are
the
teetering.
best. Like,
they are teetering.
They were I think statistically the best defensive team last year. To now this year they're not. And that's a big part of it because Donovan Mitchell is not as consistent as he was in the playoffs.
Yeah,
that is true.
Rudy Gobert is. I mean, he's playing defense. Does he do anything great on offense? No. So
the other thing though is people are starting to, when he's in the game, they are pushing the pace up, and he can't. It's hard. I've been watching. It's hard for him to keep up with the pace of the game, especially with those teams in the West who can get up and down the floor in a hurry. But Rudy Gobert ain't gonna beat nobody in a speed contest. So.
Right. So that's.
No, I was gonna say Utah. They're not catching people off guard either. Right. Like last year, it was like,
they caught people off guard.
They caught a lot of people off guard.
Right.
Who's Donovan Mitchell? I don't know this guy. And now it's, So I feel like they're not catching people off guard, and they're actually getting not everyone's, but most people's legit best shot as far as a game goes.
So do you think they make playoffs?
And I agree with Lamar. I think they will go on a run. I think they're gonna have a lot more home games. I think they're gonna barely squeak in because it's like I think the West is gonna be from like 4-9 or 4-10. It's gonna be like
3 games separated.
Yeah,
or something
so
like that,
I think they could get in.
I disagree.
I know you do. I know how you feel about Utah.
They won't do anything when they get there.
No, of course not. But
I don't think the Jazz are going to be better than any of the Nuggets, the Warriors, the Thunder, the Rockets, the Trailblazers, even the Lakers, the Spurs.
It is.
And
you don't think the Spurs and Utah are kind of in the same boat?
I think one of them has an exponentially better coach. And
that's fair.
When I look at DeMar DeRozan and
Donovan Mitchell
and LaMarcus Aldridge and Rudy Gobert, I'm taking the Spurs.
That's fair.
Thank you for talking me through that because, yes, I am absolutely... No, I don't think they're anywhere near the same. 7-game series is a sweep. I'm kidding.
I hear what you're saying, but then when you go to the next players after those top 2, are you taking Joe Ingles and Rubio and what's this, Crowder and those kind of guys? Aren't they better players than whatever else is left on the Spurs?
Maybe.
Spurs have who?
Name the top 2.
We got the LeBron stopper.
Rudy Gay, who's been injured.
He has actually been playing really well.
But he's been injured. I'm just saying.
Last couple games, though, he's been
the guy from Colorado, Derek White's been playing good.
Lonnie Walker's coming back.
But you hear what I'm saying? Like, do you think they can outplay those other guys? I don't think so.
Here's the thing. Utah hasn't shown me anything. No. The Spurs have at least showed something. So as of right now, I don't think the Jazz make the playoffs, which I think will wind up being the biggest disappointment of the... No, I think New Orleans is the biggest disappointment of the year. But I think those two are going to wind up being the biggest disappointments of the year, right alongside of Washington Wizards. But who really expected the Wizards to do anything? But if that's all we got for the New Year's check-in, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up the show a little early. I know we only did 2 quarters. Pretend like we said 2 halves cost a college game. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and wrap up the show here. On the next show, we might talk a little bit about the balance of power that we talked about. And we'll see. I don't know. We'll see what writes itself for the show this week. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Lamar, for joining us this week. Make sure to check out our Facebook, especially where you can see all of our stuff. You can listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, on everything. And what else? Oh, you can watch the show on YouTube. Yeah, well, I know what you're doing. But anyway, that's it for the show. Thank y'all for tuning in. We will see y'all next time. Until then, ciao.